Let's see what do we got today. All right. So today is all right. Reed Edmondson. And then work on slides. Check on email. All right, let's do that first. Thompson. As a consultant on your application for a pre-doctoral NRSA award, I will assist you with multiple components of your research proposal, including statistical analysis, particularly those concerning statistics. Concerning particularly those concerning the modeling particularly in the modeling relationship between sleep actigraphy and ecological monitoring. particularly in the modeling of the relationship between sleep activity and that's it. Currently,
the holidays are a perfect time for reaching out to the ones you love. And with a Hallmark holiday card, you can add a little extra warmth and wonder to their lives, no matter where they are. Whether you're connecting with family across the miles, making a neighbor smile, or letting a friend know their love, there's a Hallmark holiday card that's just right for everyone on your list. So share more merry this season and let them know they're loved all year long with a Hallmark card. Tap to find a store near you or shop cards at hallmark.com.
Provides me with the expertise you need to successfully complete your research, your proposal. I currently oversee the work of one PhD student in my lab at USC. Thus, I currently oversee the work of one PhD student in my lab at USC. So, this provides me as a result. Currently oversee the work of one PhD student in my lab at USC and believe I possess time to provide consultation to act as a consultant or proposal. Given that my lab in my lab I use similar methodologies in studying sleep, given that in my lab I use similar In addition, this, I can provide targeted and directed expertise. I can provide you. I can act as a consultant. Why do people use so many words when they speak? Do they not understand? What do we have here? Let's see. What does my week look like? I'm currently free. All right. Finish one thing at a time. All right. In my lab, I use similar methodologies in studying sleep. Thus, I can act as a consultant. It's confusing. In addition, I currently oversee of only one PhD I possess the time. Act as a consultant. Okay. Given my
At Kroger, we know the holiday season is going to be special for everyone. So use the Kroger app to get personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. That way you'll get all the fresh holiday specialties you love at
Why
prices
do I
that
do
are
that?
lower than low. Kroger, fresh for everyone. And now you'll find
We need to have a discussion on how to write.
You can use up to 5 times in one transaction. Kroger, fresh for everyone. This holiday season at Verizon, get our
Letters.
best device deals and unlimited plans that fit everyone in the family. Plus, every one of them will love. Tap to join the Thanksgiving Country Station brought to you by the network more people rely on. Verizon.
Okay. Session. You know, the weirdest thing is, the more I work on these things, the more I realize how little people actually know about anything. And that one of the first things they don't know anything about is actually how to ask for help. And that's the sad thing. Someone sent me a paper to read. Readability research. Wow. Ugh. It's a paper on readability, and they start the first sentence with it. I am turning into a reading jerk. All right. Here's the article I was speaking with you about. Here's the article I was speaking last night about. There are active links towards the end of the document for other online resources, including main website and contact info. That's lovely. Only first, I would be happy. Would you mind if I did a little laundry? In return, would you mind a little laundry? Second. Appreciate the urgency. W. Do a search. And the word. It. All right. So it looks like I will be doing a little dog sitting this weekend. Wow. All right. So I took care of a student's email. I took care of a student's email that came in. So that's 2 checks. Now, can I go back to reading, please? Actually, I can't. It's 8:30. At 8:30, I like to spend a little time just checking the markets. And this is how people's lives, they wonder why, never seem to have time to get anything done. I was listening to Bill Evers last night. Forgotten how good a pianist he was. In general, to be honest, I'm a bit of a piano snob. Well, snob if you mean I don't like piano music for the most part. As this song comes on, that's funny. Sonata number 14 in C sharp. What's this? All right. Oh, I hit the wrong button. Well, let's see. So yesterday was kind of rough on the markets, which was a little surprising because usually during Thanksgiving, at least from my poor memory, markets tended to stay rather blah during this week. Everybody's just waiting to get to the silly season. But we had some movement. I want to say we dropped a fair percentage. Let's see. Yesterday we dropped 1.7%. So let's go to the weekly. Uh, 11, 13, 21, 11, 20, 21. All right. 11, 13. 11, 13. $19.70, $19,760, 17. 19,760, 17. Okay. Oops. Why do you keep doing that, Dane? 20. 1932, 37. This is wrong.
At Big Lots, shop the Sealy mattress collection and get more sleepy nights or wild nights and more good nights. All for less, while our queen mattresses start at just $279.99. Take one home today. Live big, save lots. Big Lots.
Once again, I'm getting stuck on the details.
At CarMax, we want you to love your car. Like love it, love it. Like love it so much you want to marry it, love it. Like scream it from the mountaintop kind of love it. Like love it despite your parents not approving of it, love it. We're so confident in our cars that we give you a whole 30 days to fall truly.
And why do you have to make the commercials so loud?
Return it, get your money back. The CarMax 30-day money back guarantee. CarMax, where it should be. 1,500-mile limit. See CarMax.com for details.
Can't hear the music. It's very annoying. Now I can barely hear the music. Well, at least we're up today. But considering how bad it's been lately, couldn't get much worse now, could it? All right, so we've spent a little time looking at the markets. Let's get back. All right. Now I have too many things, too many documents open. So let's close some of these documents. The review process. The review team. So they start off, let's see here, 1, 2. So they've got 2 subheadings in the review process. Specifically, two secondary sections. Review team and inclusion and exclusion criteria. So that's interesting. Oops. Review team section includes a short narrative on the process in conducting the review. Doesn't include, it provides, because if it includes, then that assumes that it includes multiple things and you only identified one thing. The narrative highlights the individuals and the timeline. The individuals, location, timeline, and did they ever identify the journals? Nope, that's in the search process. Okay. And timeline. May get a couple of sections read up today. We used inclusion and exclusion criteria that moved from broad to more specific. We began by searching databases with these general rules. Includes I use the word includes here because they have tertiary headings. So process. The secondary heading is the criteria section. And then you've got secondary, the tertiary heading are their specific criteria. Like it. The first criteria is keywords. Second criteria is focus of activities, initiatives, and programs. Oops, can't spell programs. Which means now I've got to use semicolons because previously it was commas. Assessment of impact and evaluation of effectiveness and institutional context. That is interesting. So if I'm going to write a paper on developing academic writing for graduate students, So I want to. What do my criteria need to situate themselves around? I've got the key words started, but now I need to look at these other criteria. This could be, for us, this could be courses. No, opportunities for development. Assessment of impact and evaluation. I hate the word "and" here, because here previously it was a list, focus of activities, initiatives, and programs. So this is just a list, but now you don't have a list. Well, that was a list of similar ideas. Now you have, it's focus of, and then you've got 3 areas to look at the focus. But now you said assessment of and evaluation of. So you're doing the assessment of the impact and the evaluation of the effectiveness. That's 2 separate things. And what's the difference between assessment and evaluation? All right. So what would I consider the assessment of impact and evaluation of effectiveness? And what I'm going to discuss because the data that I have access to and that I want to analyze, I really want to gear it towards the data that I currently possess and anticipate collecting in the future. So it's not assessment of impact and evaluation of effectiveness. I would want to look at purpose. Personal view of need. Yeah. I want to know, do students actually believe they need to learn to write better? Because I can tell the story of the engineer who thought he could write well, and then he got into graduate school and he couldn't read anything.
Spectrum Mobile is reinventing wireless again. Get unlimited on 2+ lines.
Engineers are terrible leaders. You're killing me. You're not worth it. And then they use institutional context. And I like that because they're thinking in terms of where does the research occur. In my case, I want to think in terms of when do graduate learners write, compose, construct. We'll start with the generic. Write. When do academics write? Work on their writing. When do academics work on their writing? The easy answer is always. Then is it when or is it why? Well, institutional is where, And when I say when, am I talking about a specific time of the day or the week or the month, or am I being more ephemeral? Define the space in which academics develop their writing. The reality is, when you're writing your dissertation, you just want to finish and get out. I like this. I like this a lot. All right. We use inclusion and exclusion criteria that moved from broad to more specific. We began by searching databases with these general keywords. So we want to go broad to specific. Instructional development, faculty development, professional development, educational development, academic development, teaching development, higher education, and post-secondary education. We then used the following three more specific criteria. Focus of activities, initiatives, programs. We included all types of formal and informal teaching development initiatives. Oof. See, you started with activities in your list, but then you used initiatives in your first sentence. And then you used initiatives and initiated, including those initiated by both centralized teaching support centers or other formal administrative groups. For example, workshops, seminars, courses, and those initiated by individual academics or groups of academics, book groups, peer mentoring, learning communities, classroom research studies. To be included, initiatives had to be fully articulated. All right. So really, when they're talking about their criteria, had to be specific, not something heard on a message board, not something criteria had to be not the criteria. Information selected through the criteria had to be fully articulated and implemented. In other words, for multiple learners. In other words, they weren't looking at specific case studies. Our focus in this review is the university context, the context in which we work as teachers. So this was almost like action research. They were looking at what was going on in their own field. Which I find that interesting. That's not right. Let's see if it's any better or if I can even do it here. All right. Specifically, we included initiatives that were designed for two types of universities, medical or doctoral, and comprehensive, where faculty generally have joint roles as both teacher and researcher. These are labels commonly used in Canada. Medical or doctoral universities offer a broad range of PhD programs and research. All institutions in this category have medical schools. Comprehensive universities have a significant degree of research activity and a wide range of programs at the undergraduate and graduate levels, including professional degrees. Okay, so do I want to consider looking at literature that is related to... Yeah, the space is in the lab. It's part of a lab group. Oh, this is good. I need to consider creating a Venn diagram of the selection criteria. Oof. Wouldn't that be cool? A Venn diagram showing how the selection criteria... All right. So we've read another section. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 more sections to go. It is Tuesday. We're going to lose a day. I do want to spend some time on the video. Let's see how long the search process section is. Oh, the search process session is not that long. All right, search process. We followed multiple steps in identifying articles for review. Listed 5 steps in identifying articles for review. First step, searched 3 databases. Second step, identified articles within a specific year range of years. Identified articles within a specific range of years. Read the abstracts of identified articles. To determine use. Manually searched specific journals. I like that. Manual, can't spell manually. Manually searched specific journals or articles between, see, but here they did not identify a range of years, but I would suggest yep. I'm going to do that again. One, two, three, four. What is the fifth? Identified final list of articles classifying for reading and classifying as usable in the review. Oops. It looks like when they got to the end, what they then did was, so this, let's go ahead and put this in. Let's put in some numbers. N equals 3,048. This is why review of literature takes a dadgum long. They didn't identify the number that they, but I would probably suggest doing that. So they wound up with 428 articles. They listed their process, then they described the process. For selecting, for screening. So they so this is an area that a lot of people, when they write their review of literature, they tend to combine. They tend to combine the steps with the process, and they're separating it out. I like that. And then they provide the highlights of the final list of literature. And those highlights included, provide highlights for the final list, from the final list of literature, including total number, which N is 137. Percentage, in this case 64, coming from the journals manually searched. Looks like the largest journal from which articles came from and potential deficiencies in the list. Okay. I like this process. I like this method. And then the next section is a lot longer. Here's the meat. The next section is basically describing a qualitative version of a factor analysis. They identify 6 clusters. Okay. So I've done enough on this. I'm going to take a little break. I need to save this. All right, now we work on. We read a little. You got to put a line through that. Work on the slides. Mm-hmm. Being a PhD, novice steps to expert academic writing. It's been a couple of days since we've looked at this. So let's go ahead and start the slideshow, go through it, and let's see how it looks. All right. So on the cover slide, we need to add temporal context. Number 2. Oops. Why did it do that? I know why I did that. Because it's on this one. What is going on? All right. I like that. Writing is about constructing. At some point in time, you learned that writing is also about reading. And as you get older, you learn that constructing leads to reading, more reading leads to more constructing, and then somewhere in you started to learn about editing. Well, that's writing, but what's novice? Most of us start with a model from writing. Problem is, you wind up going down rabbit holes. So let's go back for a second. Let's ask ourselves, what is expert academic writing? There's two rabbit holes, another rabbit holes. And you're reading. I like this a lot. I want to do this. No. Nope. That's what I want to do. Did that do it? It did not. How do I want to solve that problem? I know. I'm going to do this. No, that's metaphysical. Let's see here. How do you categorize information? That's logical. That's ethical. I need a metaphysical question. This is metaphysical. No, it's not. That is actually epistemological. Do you create novel information? How do you know what you know? Now, is validity, let's see here. Is validity ethical or logical? I thought validity is logical. And value is ethics. So, dadgum, I did do it. I just didn't realize it. All right, so I've got these slides. I got these in the right order. How do you know your information is not here? How do you know you are? It's not. How do you categorize? How do you convince others your writing possesses? How do you convince others? Let's see. Why do you categorize? How do you know? How do you convince? What's standard? Do you use a time value? When do you believe you possess validity? Do you believe Why do you categorize? How do you know your categories to make each categorization or measurement? Why do you categorize and measure? You know the information or not. Do you believe when do you believe your novel information standard do you use to define your information? There we go. All right. Slideshow from the beginning. Oh, let's go ahead and do that. Twenty 2022. I don't like that. Oh, let's see how that works. Okay, so yeah, we'll do that. Okay. That's good enough. So the first video is done. Second video is done. Do I need that? Nope, I need that. This is looking pretty good. No, I don't want to do this. I want to do this. All right. So now we spent about 20 minutes on slides. So we get another check mark. Not a bad 2 hours work. So let's get ready for the rest of the day. Let's check the calendar. I have a meeting at 11. Meeting at 1:15. Meeting at 3:30. And a meeting at 6:30, which means if I'm going to eat, I've got to do it now because I don't have a break. $6:30 to $8:30. Dead gum. Okay. So here's a question for you guys. How did I go from not having a job, not wanting to really deal with people, to now spending the next 8 hours of my life talking to people? Who knew education actually amounts to something? All right, so I've got 8 hours of meetings today. And it looks like I only have 4 hours of meetings tomorrow, so I can get some reading done tomorrow. Taking care of my slides, looks like my meeting schedule for today is full up. So I was able to get in about 30, 40 minutes of writing, working on the video. Well, the slides for the videos. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to shut this down early so I can go cook me something to eat, because it doesn't look like I'm going to have an opportunity to eat for the next 10 hours. Y'all have a good day. We will see you tomorrow.